It's time for our guest, Fusion Interview with DJ D-Life. We're going to talk about anything and everything.
Welcome, folks, to another edition of Fusion right here on Synergy TV with yours truly, D-Life. Now, tonight, I got a special show for y'all. We're going to be introducing a brand new artist on the circuit in the soca realm, right? She's new on the scene. Well, I wouldn't say fairly new, but she's going to be new for a lot of you guys. All right. We're going to get into all of that. Just want to remind you that, folks, remember Antigua Carnival. All right. That breakfast, that 268 breakfast fete. It goes down on Sunday, August the 6th. Log on for that one. All right. The 268 breakfast fete. Yours truly, D-Life. I will be there hosting, and Synergy TV will be bringing you Antigua Carnival live. All right. So that's that first week in August. Remember to log on to it. All right, from August 1st, I think, all the way through to the 8th, Antigua Carnival. We will be down there. Also, we will be in Cropover for Barbados Cropover. So your official Carnival network is right here on Synergy TV. All right. Now, with that being said, folks, you know I don't waste time with the monologue unless I have to. So I'm going to just introduce my new guest. All right. She's on the scene roughly, I would say, maybe from 2013, if I'm not mistaken. She's not your typical soca artist, to say lightly. She's not somebody who you would expect to be singing soca. That's another point. All right. We're going to get into all of that. What made her decide to take on soca? What made her decide this genre? Yeah. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to Fusion. I want to welcome to Fusion, my good friend. And it's pronounced YOUNI-T, but it's not spelled unity. Welcome, YOUNI-T, to the Fusion stage. YOUNI-T, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for us to have you on here. It's a great pleasure to have you on here. Now, the name YOUNI-T, you spell it different. Let's go after the obvious.
Okay.
You spell it different.
Yes.
Right? You spell it YOUNI-T. Why
Correct.
that way?
Because YOUNI is you and I, and the T is together. So you and I together, that's unity.
Oh, okay.
Simple, but tricky. When people try and read it, it's a little tricky. But that's the reason behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have people that come up and say, young-ni.
Yeah, YOUNI. I get a lot of YOUNI. YOUNI-T.
Right? Okay, so now with the name concept, why soca?
I'll give you a shorter version if I can.
Listen, this show is an hour long, so if you
it's an hour, so I can give you the 3-hour version. Okay, yeah. I'll cut down the 3-hour version so I'll meet you in the middle.
Okay.
So soca, literally, I believe, this is just me, if we're getting real, I believe soca found me. I had no idea what soca music was. I had never heard of it. I didn't know anything about Carnival. I hate to say it, forgive me, but I didn't even know where Trinidad was on a map. And I literally tripped and fell into soca music when I was in a studio in Miami looking to cut my first original album ever. And the producer I was working with, we tried a million different lanes and different sounds because I've sung a ton of different music, just different genres of pretty much every type except for like satanic death metal. And outside of that, I pretty much covered it all. So when we were trying to figure out, which way to go and which lane to go into, we were both annoyed by the idea that we had to just pick one lane. Why does it have to be you can only do one thing? And so after a few months of just trying different things and laying different tracks, he said, "Have you ever heard of soca music?" And I said, "I don't even know what it is." No. He said, "Well, I've always wanted to do my part to help push the genre, and I've always wanted to fuse it with other styles and find a singer that was interested in helping me do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he showed me, Destra's It's Carnival. He showed me Super Blues Barbara. He showed me The Culture. He showed me Fantastic Friday. He showed me Soca Monarch, like the whole thing, the parades and the fetes and the this and the that. And I said, I was so blown away by this like psychotic, like uber fest of just togetherness and freedom and love and anything goes and everybody's welcome. I just thought, why wouldn't I want to spend the rest of my life doing that?
Okay.
And the vibration, more than anything, just hearing it and the drums and just the whole thing. So it was kind of brought to me as want to try it. And then when we locked in on it, he was able to fuse everything else we had ever tried to do with it. So we have some soca that's a little more on the pop side, some on the African side, some on the hip hop side, some on the dance side, just kind of whatever comes, and rest is history. So that's how I fell.
Who's the producer?
His name is Anthony Palmy Alexander. He's Trinidadian family heritage, but raised in Brooklyn, and had worked with quite a few soca artists. Was a drummer in the steel pan world as far as he played the kit, not steel pan. So he would, the whole Fulton Street, New York City thing. He was in on all that, and decided one day to move to Miami, and we literally just met in a studio. Some guy from a band I was working with said, you need to be doing original music, and brought me in, and I met him, and off it went. So that's the story behind the story.
That's the story behind the story. Now, how long ago was that?
That was in 2009.
Wow.
So ever since, we've been plugging, clawing, grinding.
Well, so you decided, I mean, you've never heard of soca before. So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Wisconsin, USA, 4 hours south of Canada.
That is like Midwest.
That's completely Midwest. That's corn country, cow country, cheese country, USA.
That's Green Bay Packers for you.
Yes, sir. You said it. There you go. You're already in. Wisconsin now loves you. You said Green Bay?
Yep.
You can move there anytime. You're welcome.
I mean, so in fact, of soca being played out there is like a stretch.
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
Like, it's not even a stretch. It doesn't.
Okay. Because I know a lot of places, a lot of states now are having carnivals. A
Right.
lot of states now are having carnivals, but
right.
I guess it hasn't reached to Wisconsin yet.
Right. The closest I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. The closest.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say the closest you get is Minneapolis, which is about 3.5 hours southwest, and then Chicago, which is about 8 hours south. So Chicago, and then you have Canada that has everything going on up there, but we're not anywhere near that at all. So
nowhere near that.
No.
In Wisconsin, I'm thinking pop. I'm thinking country.
Absolutely.
Thinking,
rock and roll, classic rock, all that.
So, and how you wanted to be into the arts, I'm assuming prior to 2009. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You wanted to perform, you wanted to sing. So what was your first choice?
As far as singing? Oh, I've been performing since I was 5. So my first live vocal performance was in church when I was 5, and I literally, anybody that wanted me to sing for anything, I was like, okay. So whether it was in the school choir or in the musical, or you want to join a rock band, you want to join a pop band, you want to be an R&B girl, you want like anything that people threw at me, I was like, yeah, sure, because to me, singing was singing, and I love all different types of music. So it wasn't like, well, I only want to do this or I only want to do that. It's no, like if it's good music, heck yeah, I'm down. So give me a mic, let's go.
All right.
So, yeah, it's all over the map.
So I'm just trying to paint the picture of your quest, right? So you move from Wisconsin and you end up in Miami. And
well, I took a a hook east over to Kenya first.
Oh, okay. So you left that.
I made a pit stop.
That's a huge. That's a huge.
Right.
You left that there. So you moved from Wisconsin
Right.
across to another continent, Kenya.
Right.
Okay. All right. So
It's okay. Take a minute. Wrap your head all the way around.
Yeah, I'm wrapping my head around this for a minute. Here is this girl from Wisconsin, and you decide to move to Kenya.
Right.
All right. Explain.
Okay. Vocal music was my major when I went to university. So I was in college and I was a voice major. And I met some friends that were exchange students, and they said, "Oh my gosh, you have to go to Kenya. Kenya would love you." And so I finished my education degree. And so I was originally classically trained in opera in college. So that was crazy. But so I just literally put an application into a school that was like 2 miles from one of my friend's houses. He's like, "My parents live right there. There's a school next door." So I sent him a letter. I was like, "Hey, you need a music teacher?" They said, "Sure." So I hopped on a plane and away I went, and then was there for a minute, and then came back to the States, and then I hit Miami. I said, I'm done with the cold, so I'm going to head on south to the Sunshine State, and went from there. So we had a little sidebar.
I guess Kenya would do that to you. Coming from Wisconsin, you get a dose of that tropics. That
Right.
You don't want to go back to Wisconsin. Okay. So boom, you diverted. You're in Miami. The whole scenario came about. You meeting up, and you falling up. When was the first time after getting involved with soca did you visit Trinidad?
2013 was my first time in Trinidad. So I took a couple years to write and, dig around and try and get to know everything. And, I wanted to immerse myself in it and get a feel for it and do my research and know what I'm talking about and understand, everything about it before I'm going to, attempt to get up there and pretend I know anything about it. So 2013 is when actually we were at Miami Carnival, and Preacher from Trinidad, Road March King, 1994, I believe it was.
Hold that thought right there. We're going to pause for a quick break because I want to get to the gist of this story because I haven't heard Preacher's name in a minute.
Right?
So when we come back, Unity, hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to get to the gist of this. All right? We'll be right back, folks. More with Unity right here on Fusion.
Cool host. Super cool guest. New music premieres. Informative, fun games.
I don't know.
Watch Fusion with DJ D live Friday nights at 8 p.m. on Synergy TV with rebroadcast Sunday and Thursday nights.
I love soca
with energy.
Tune in every Saturday from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m.
with DJ D Live and Iron Voice.
They got the music,
the energy,
and the joke.
You should have there very early.
We need just share from 2 o'clock.
As a matter of fact, play your commercial.
No pressure.
Play your commercial.
Live on Soundchat Radio.
And syndicated on Synergy TV
and ePlus TV.
Download the Soundchat Radio app and engage live
every Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m.
The most entertaining show on your Saturday. DJ D Live
and Iron Voice.
Double trouble, we say.
Save the date.
Miami Carnival 2023
kicks off with Junior Carnival on Saturday, September 30th.
Panorama Friday, October 6th.
Juve, Saturday, October 7th. Carnival and concert. Sunday, October 8th. Don't miss out on North America's biggest and longest running carnival.
Log on to MiamiCarnival.org
or call 305-653-1877 for more info.
Miami Carnival 2023.
All right, folks, so we're back with Unity live here on Fusion. All right, folks, if you just joining us, Unity is from Wisconsin, via Kenya, via Miami, soca artist. Did I get it right?
You got it. Nailed it.
All right. So you're in Miami, and you were saying you met up with Preacher.
Yeah. So literally, my producer had worked with him some years ago on a Soca gospel album, I believe, in New York, and literally had not seen each other in some years, and ran directly into each other, like literally. So once they reconnected, and he heard about what he was doing and what I was doing and the whole thing, he was interested and shocked and curious, and then heard what I was up to and said, oh my God, Trinidad they need her in the game. So he made some calls, as many calls as he could to different people, different locations, different stations. He linked me up with WAC. He linked me up with the NCC, the National Carnival Commission. He did his very best to get anybody to pay any attention. So I submitted for Soca Monarch and met, some of the people at 95 and over at Iowa Georgia station. And that was what, kicked it off. So I kind of snooped around the first year and then went back after that every year since. Except for, sorry?
No performances that year, that first year.
No, I did actually. I did the Carnival Village in the Savannah. I did WAC. I did like a little live interview on WAC radio. I did a couple other interviews, and then I did do the launch in Barrapore with Denise Belfon, and I did a stag stage in Roxy Circle. Yeah, all right, those are my first ones.
So let me ask you now. Your very first performance, you're in TNT. You did Carnival Time. You are, but we're gonna state the obvious. You're who you are.
Right. You can say it. I'm a white girl from Wisconsin doing Soca.
White girl from Wisconsin. Right? Well, we have to be correct these days.
Right. That's okay. It is correct. You're not lying. I happen to be white, and there it is. So.
Right. You're a white girl from Wisconsin. You're singing a totally different genre, but nobody expects you to. Take us through your first performance in Trinidad.
My first performance in Trinidad was, I love this man to the day I die, and I do not know his name. So the first performance was the person at the time that was managing me based on Preacher's recommendation, and managing me as far as doing what he could to get me where he could.
Right.
And the first show that I was on at the Roxy Circle on the stag stage, he grabbed the microphone from the MC and he looked at me and said, "Don't embarrass me." So I was like, okay, thanks for that pep talk. So
he literally told you that just before.
He literally said that to my face as I was walking out for my first show ever, and I thought, wow, okay, game on. This is real. Wow. Here we go. So I got on the stage, and actually, like, shock and awe is the only way you can describe it. It was literally people standing with rags in their hands, flags in their hands, and they were just like this. They just had their flags hanging there, and their eyes were huge, and their jaws were like this, and they were just like couldn't process what was happening, except for God loved this one completely intoxicated man who thought I was the best thing since freaking, I don't know, sliced bread, and he grabbed his Trinidadian flag, and he was dancing and yelling and waving. I was like, okay, brother, it's me and you. We're riding this out for the next 5 minutes together. Everybody else was frozen, and with about 35 seconds left of my performance, people finally started nodding their head and giving me a little human response. And then they were kind. I'd heard the horror stories of tomatoes in cans and, violence amongst unhappy listeners. So I was thrilled that no one's ever thrown anything at me on stage. So I said, okay, if I can get off in one piece and I'm not bloody and bruised, we'll call it a win. Oh. And so me and my friend, the drunk man, just rocked it out, and off I went, and they did clap when I was done. It just took everybody a minute to catch their breath. It was sort of like I was some kind of an alien UFO that had landed or mislanded in the middle of Carnival. So I will never forget that particular performance.
Have you? Did you keep in touch with that? Did you exchange any information? Have you kept in touch with this individual?
No, I never actually met him. He was just standing
wow.
by the stage, drunk and disorderly, but having a great time. And I said, "Good, we're just gonna do our thing." And I never met him. He was just right there. And I said, "Let me lock in on," like I say, all I need is one live one. I'm like, "Let me lock in on the one live one," and away we go.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, well, he might be watching. You never know.
He might.
I mean,
all I know is he was tall and slim, and I was just watching his rag go up and down, and I said, "Thank you, Lord, for giving me somebody."
All right. So you had that experience.
Yes.
Now, when was your next experience that totally made a 180?
That made a what?
That made a 180. That completely turned around, where you got the response from the audience.
A full blown amazing response. I will say, let's see. It took some years. I got a lot of those responses, and it wasn't people being mean or negative. I knew they were just absolutely shocked. Like they couldn't wrap their head around what was happening until it was almost done. And then they would, I did get very nice, I shouldn't say it was that long. I did get very nice, a very nice response when I was in the Carnival Village. So I did quite a few shows there. The following year, the first year I think I did 3 shows, and then the second year I did like 3 full weeks, almost every night. Wow. So, people got to know me, and people started to come around, and and then I was seeing a little bit more, on TV and radio, and I kind of was doing my little grind and my little hustle, and so people were getting more familiar a little bit with the idea, but I was still very, like, I always call myself the best kept secret in Soca, because people just see me and they're like, "She's here, she's gone, like, who is she, what happens, okay, we're on to the next," and it is what it is. Next year comes and we do it all over again. So, I didn't have any horrible on-stage experiences ever. Okay. I can never say I left feeling like I was crying, or, somebody cussed me out or anything dramatic. It was always just that slow build of like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
give me one.
More so of a shock. Now,
yeah,
I wanna feature your video, not your new music, because I know you have new music, but I want to feature the music video you have for the song you have, "Come Home."
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome home. Tell us a little something about that.
So fast forward from 2013 to 2023. Like I said, I've been going every year, except for COVID time. And this year we decided to try maybe going with a Trinidadian production team for the song, instead of using my producer has been my producer from day one and is still my producer today. So God love him for hanging in there. But hey, it was your idea, so you can't go anywhere now.
All right.
But so we decided to say, okay, I had done a song in like 2015 that was also produced by Charsu, the Trinidadian producer at that time. But other than that one song, we decided to do one this year. And so I met a promoter, Biggs International, out of just north of Tampa at Miami Carnival 2 years ago. And he said, I might have someone that I know in Trinidad, who is into the whole production music thing, and he might have something that would work for you. So we made that link, and he sent the song. And I usually everything I perform, I write myself. So this was only and then Preacher has written a couple songs for me in the past. He just, he'll say, "Oh, I thought of you on this one. So, if you want to do it, do your thing with it." But otherwise, I write for myself. So
okay.
This one I just got to kick back, relax, and have somebody hand it to me and say, do what you can. And I, took a breath and said, okay, let's see what I can do. So that's how this particular song came about. We wanted to try something kind of homegrown for Trinidad this year, and it went over nicely, in my opinion. So I consider it a win.
Okay. Well, listen, I heard the song, and I like it.
Oh,
right?
thank you.
I like it. You know, I think what it is with folks is more so when they see who's singing it. And I
Yeah.
think that is the initial shock that folks are getting. Now, is it just Trinidad that you have been in terms of performance? You have never gone to like Barbados,
No.
Antigua,
No,
none of the other
Not yet.
Caribbean islands.
not yet. First thing I do want to say, I do want to give a shout out. I do want to mention where the song came from. Officially, it was Zig Boy Productions that put the song together for me, and it was Nkosi Sucre that wrote it, and it was Five Line Productions that produced part of it, and Sucre did part of it, and Rio Sound. So I don't want to leave them out of
course.
the mix for that. But no, because in my head and in my heart, when I got into this, I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it in a way that honors and respects where it comes from first, before I go running around like a crazy person, you know, flailing all over and saying, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go here. My hope and my decade-long prayer has been, you know, I would like to show Trinidad that I love what they have brought to literally like mankind through this concept of carnival and soca music, and I feel like everybody should know about it. And if I'm going to go anywhere else with it and share it, I would like to feel like they are okay with that. And so before I jump into other places, then I you know, once I get a little nod or a little, okay girl, you're crazy, but do your thing. Then I feel like, okay, now I feel like this year was a really nice year for me. And I feel like I got a lot of people on board, both in the industry and, you know, the crowds have always been great to me. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have always been great to me. The industry has always, you know, kind of that, you know, redheaded stepchild kind of thing.
Right.
But it's okay. Like, I get it. I shouldn't say all, but quite a bit of it, you know. And I get it. It's okay. It's not, you know, it's all good. It's all love. I totally understand why. But I wanted them to come around to the idea that I do it for love, and I've been here for a hot minute now. So I feel like this year they said, okay, girl, like,
You paid your dues.
you tried. You tried to do your thing, and you paid your dues, and we'll give you the nod to say, go on, and, you know, we give you a little atta girl.
All right. So what I want you to do, YOUNI-T, I want you to introduce Welcome Home. I want you to go ahead and introduce it right now.
All right. Well, this is my 2023 contribution to Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. It is called Welcome Home, sung by me, YOUNI-T, the Ivory Queen of Soca.
Special one, I remember the vibe every day. This year is a different route, already for the
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. All right. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that video. We're going to talk about everything in that. When we take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back more with Unity right here on Fusion. This is D-Life. Join me for new episodes of Fusion.
Okay, so my full name is Vera Bubune Makafui Aseye Hamenupeda.
All I want is a short pants with a little piece of wire, twing, and 2 feathers. I like it. I roll them in the Miami.
I have 5 kids and I want you to give me 1 more.
Lots of new guests, new games. It's going to be crazy. Join me right here on Synergy TV. Brand new episodes of Fusion, man. We're going to see a whole brand new Fusion coming soon.
I love Soca
With energy.
Tune in every Saturday from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m.
With DJ D-Life and Iron Voice.
They got the music,
The energy.
and the joke.
You should have there very early.
We need your share from 2 o'clock.
As a matter of fact, play your commercial.
No, brother.
Play your commercial.
Live on Soundchat Radio.
And syndicated on Synergy TV.
And EPOS TV.
Download the Soundchat Radio app and engage live.
Every Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m.
The most entertaining show on your Saturday. DJ D-Life.
And Iron Voice.
Double trouble, we say.
All right, folks, so we're back with Unity. Now, we just saw the video. All right, welcome home. Let me ask you something now. Was it hard for you to learn to whine?
Yes. And I don't claim to be any amazing whiner. I do what I can with what I got, and y'all can forgive the rest. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
I mean, I check the videos. I'm not going all the way to the floor. Like, no, that's for professionals. I'm not a professional whiner. I sing. I write music. I love soca. I love carnival. I love the whole thing. But I'm not going to do a tutorial on the best way to whine because I would lose hands down. And I know my lane, so I stay in my little lane and do the best I can.
All right. Now, you have done other music as well. I mean, more songs as well. You also have your new track that you're promoting. We're going to get into that shortly. But I wanted to find out from you now, since you started, what was some of, and I want you to take us there in terms of what was some of the best support and advice that you got, and also tell us some of the negative that you got.
All right. Do we want to start with the good, the bad, and the ugly, or we want to start on the happy note?
Let's start with the bad.
Yeah, let's start with the ugly and we'll get it out of the way.
We'll finish off with the good.
Exactly. And I guess, you know, it's negative, but it's not, you know, it doesn't make me, I get it. Again, it's basically just about who do I think I am and how dare I do a music that I wasn't born into, and I'm going to be Elvis Presley and I'm going to go tell the world that I invented soca, and like all this, you know, it's fear. You know, people are afraid. They're afraid of losing what they have as their culture to someone like me and thinking I'm the big, you know, white colonial, take everything and cash in, you know, cow, I guess, the cash cow as they call it, you know. So I get it. I understand. I hear you. I feel you. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to look at you and I'm going to nod and I say, I got you. I feel you. Yep. I know why you feel that way. I don't blame you for feeling that way. But if you look at my track record and if you understand how much of a decade I've spent not making a penny and sinking all my money into recording and into spending time in Trinidad and into going to the festivals and into being part of everything, you would understand if I was in it for the money, I would have quit 10 years ago. And I really feel that the reason I'm in this is because there's a lot of people in the world of every color in every place that need to feel seen and they need to feel free. And when I saw Carnival, being from a very isolated space in Wisconsin, everybody was cookie cutter the same. And although I had a lot of friends and, I had a great upbringing. Do not get me wrong. I'm not going to give you some sob story about how terrible my life was. It was amazing. I had an amazing life. But when you are, when you're in a situation where you're very isolated and sheltered, you kind of feel this thing about, oh my gosh, okay, I love everybody here, but I gotta go. Like I love you all, but I gotta go because there's something saying you gotta go. So, and I know everybody has that. I feel everybody has that inside of them, that if I could just get out of myself and just be me 100% and not care and have, I grew up in 2,000 people. There's microscopic eyes looking at you all the time saying, everybody knows you, everybody watches you, everybody, So to me, I say, if I can help other people that don't understand what Trinidad has brought to humanity, I'm going to say it again, what Trinidad and everyone that celebrates Carnival has brought to humanity through the feeling of acceptance and being free and being seen, that is what I'm in it for. Because I've worked with a lot of kids, I've taught a lot of kids that didn't have that in their house, in their neighborhood, in anywhere. And so that's why I do it. So if you want to judge me, if you want to talk smack about me, it's okay, I get it, but I'm not going to stop, because to me there's a bigger picture. And the more people I can share that, that beautiful saying of free up yourself, like just do it and don't care, and it's okay, and feel happy in your skin, no matter what you look like, no matter what size you are, no matter what color you are, no matter where you're from, no matter how much money you make. That's why I do it. So I can take, the licks and the kicks and the ticks and the cussing outs and the comments and the, the stares and the eye rolls and the, blah, 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 all the smack. I can take it because I just kind of think about the people who I know who aren't aware of it that might need to be aware. And maybe they don't have a way to, or they don't even know where to look to find Trinidad or to find Soca, or to, where do you start when you're not aware. So it's just me trying to do my part to help bring awareness and share what I do with other people. And I love Trinidad. I love the Soca. I love all of it. I love the carnivals. So why not share that with everybody? So the negative pieces tend to come from people's fear of my interest in it. Point blank period. So that's the ugly.
Well said.
Oh, thank you. The great stuff is literally, I have to say, the most touching moment I've ever had so far literally came this year. And I was at a pavement lime. I had just performed at a pavement lime, and an older gentleman came up to me after I was done performing, and he literally had like tears in his eyes. And at first he said, great performance. And, I was just in my little chit chatty mode of like, thanks. Da, 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 da. And then he looked at me and he said, no, he literally got teary eyed. He said, thank you for seeing us. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for performing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this meant a lot to him. And to me, I always hoped that people would see that's why I do it, but I wasn't expecting that, at all. I was just like, okay, if people are like, yay, we like the song, I'll be like, yay, I've done a little something. But he was truly touched by my interest. And so for me, I'd have to say that's probably the highlight so far. And most of the other highlights, pretty much all the other highlights come from the encouragement of people saying, we see you, keep going. We know the game. We know how hard it is for all Soca artists. We know the competition. We know you're different. We know we know, but please, for us, keep doing it. And that literally on the days that, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, oh, it's so easy. It's not easy. It's not easy being me in this game, and that's okay. But on the days that I'm just like, throw in the freaking towel, let me cut a country album and ride on off into the sunset and go, watch the Packers and have some cheese and call it a day. Those are the things that I remember and say, there are some people that see me as, a supporter and somebody that wants to share love and spread love, and that's what I'm all about. So if people are coming to me to say keep doing it, I'm like, all right, I got you. You're from the same place the haters are from, some of you. So if you're telling me yes and they're telling me no, I'll just ignore them and keep going for you.
Wow, well said. Well
Thank
said.
you.
Well said. And you know, as you say that, it is hard for a female soca artist because I've had Patrice on here, I've had Destro on
Mhm.
here. They have all said the same thing. It's an uphill, Nyla, everybody. It's a little harder for female soca artists in a male-dominated genre, right?
Absolutely.
But you know, it's also I can understand being more complex for you.
Right.
Not only being a female artist, but a white female
Right.
artist with no ties to Trinidad.
Right.
So it's
Right.
it's a thing, but you have made strides. You have made
Right.
strides, and you know
Thank you.
what has any major soca artist said anything to you or has reached out to you in terms of working with you?
As of now, no. And like I say, I get it. It's all, I mean, I look at the beautiful starlets of soca, the queens in the game, and I honor them. I will deeply bow and curtsy my little self into the floor because hats off to them. I wouldn't be doing any of this if I didn't have them to inspire me. I mean, the men too do their thing, but the women, you know, they stand strong in this, you know, epic hurricane of force from every direction. And so I haven't had anyone come to me directly. I am always open to have people come to me. But like anything, you know, who's going to put their reputation on the line as the one who wanted to collaborate with me? And I've never had anyone be rude to me. I've never had the women be disrespectful. I've never had that, but I haven't had anybody bold and brave enough yet to say, yeah, I think I'll, you know, at the peak of my career, I think I just might throw it into the wind and see what happens. And again, I don't blame them for that at all.
It's all about promotion and all about hype. So you never know after this interview. You can
That's right. You never know. Call me, ladies. We can do a girl power thing, you know, and we'll show the guys. I love the guys too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, girl power. I'm all about it.
Let me ask you this before we debut your new track. Is there a particular soca artist that you would love to work with?
Oh,
hands down.
I do get that question asked a lot, and I am literally, honest to God, from the bottom of my heart, open to work pretty much with anyone, because if you come to me interested in what I'm doing, it means there's love there, and if you're down, I'm down for the most part. Like, that's my gut reaction. I would say I would like, and for some years I've been saying this, I would like to see just an amazing female collab with a group, you know, because in my head I always feel like, you know, when you do the Grammy stages and things like that, and you see when they bring on the divas, when you've got Aretha rocking with Mariah, rocking with Beyonce, rocking with, you know, Nicki Minaj, like when they put all the women together in that space and in that place for that moment, to me, I would love to see, it's happening, like you see it more and more and more collabs between artists, and it wasn't happening as much when I first, you know, started in the game. I would love to see a huge girl power thing. But then at the same time, you know, any of the gentlemen want to, you know, have at it and do something, you know, I'm not gonna be like, no, I don't think so. I think I've been in this a little long enough. I think I'll just, you know, keep doing my thing. Have a great day. But, you know, I wouldn't mind working with Cass. I wouldn't mind working with Patrice. I wouldn't mind any of them. Like, none of them, because they're all amazing and talented. And again, if they look at me in a way that says I might want to work with her, to me, that's the biggest honor. And sure, down.
Wow, nice. Now let's get into your new music. Tell us a little something about this track here.
Okay. Well, this song comes from 10 years of being in the game. What a lot of people don't know is that I do release music year round. Soca music. I only do soca, for the people that think I am all over the map. No, we fuse it with other things, but soca's always the core of everything that I do. And we release songs. I put out songs that I feel might help the American mainstream market gravitate to soca a little bit more than, say, the seasonal, festive, carnival carnival focused lyric, and with a bit more traditional sounds that go with that particular lane during that time of year. So this song, literally, I wrote as soon as I got home, and I came home feeling very happy this year. And there's years you come home and you think, if I could have just got 2 inches further, or if I just could have hit that stage, or if I could have just, whatever. But this year I felt like I hit Firefest, so I'm grateful to Firefest. I'm grateful to, the A-Team band that was willing to rehearse with me and try and find ways for me to perform with them. That didn't happen. That was my only little snag that I wish could have come through, but that's okay. We have next year. All the people that gave me a nod this year, and all the people that said, yeah, girl, come on, College Boy Jesse invited me on Soca Love Story, and I did the Pavement Limes, and so all these people just kind of came together this year and said, okay, right. And so this, exactly. So when I came home, I said, okay, I want to put something out now that is a reflection of my life in the industry so far, what happened this particular 2023, what I've, brushed lightly on what I fought against for the last 10 years. And the lyric, "It's Time," just came to me when I came home, and it was like, it's time. And it's sort of like, it's a song that is my experience, but a lot of people have their own things that they, faith and patience. It's time. At some point, it's going to be your time to do whatever it is that you're locked in on. For me, obviously, it's singing in soca and performing and that whole thing. But it's sort of like an anthem for when the cosmos finally align, and it like in your gut that, Lord have mercy, I think we are finally in a place that we weren't a year ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And you can feel really good and proud to say, okay, I think right now, this is the time that this must happen, or the cosmos have aligned, and I feel great about what I've done. So that's kind of where the whole concept of the song came from. And so it's a little bit more of it's definitely soca. It's a little bit more of like a dance vibe. It's got more of the American dynamics that you hear in American music with the, it's a little lighter at the beginning and then it builds, which is very, much more of a mainstream American thing, dare I say. And then, Trinidad, it's like, you come out the gate banging and, you ain't stopping till the wheels fall off. But trying to ease America in a little bit, an inch at a time. So I'll bang them over the head at the end, but I kind of, cradle them a little bit in the beginning.
All right. So with that being said, we're just going to introduce it right here. It's called "It's Time." Brand new YOUNI-T, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen.
Universal Massive. We started nice and sexy. It's time. It's time. I feel it deep inside. You feel that? It's time. It's time. The stars are all alive. Get them all of that sassy. Get them all of your shine. Get them all of that sexy. Watch it till they go blind. None of them they can't touch you. Lock your diamond down tight. Glitter, sparkle and shine. Glitter, sparkle and shine. It's time. It's time. You see it in my eyes. It's time. It's time. The stars have all aligned. Nothing can stop me this time. It's time. I feel it deep inside. It's time. It's time to step into the light. When they say you can't make it, they bite their tongue 'cause they with a walk and a wine, and a walk and a wine, and a walk and a wine, sexy, a walk and wine. Nice.
So what I want you to do for me now, right, Unity? Because I want to show the audience this is not no Milli Vanilli. This is not no voiceover thing. I want you to sing for me. Give me It's Time right there before we go. Take us out the commercial break with it. If it's an acapella, It's Time.
It's time. It's time. I see in your eyes. It's time. It's time. It's time for all of life. Nothing can stop me this time. It's time. We both in love tonight. It's time. It's time. Free up, let go, go wild.
One. When we come back, we got Take 5 with Unity right here on
Save the date.
Miami Carnival 2023
Kicks off with Junior Carnival on Saturday, September 30th.
Panorama Friday, October 6th.
Juve, Saturday, October 7th. Carnival and concert, Sunday, October 8th. Don't miss out on North America's biggest and longest running carnival.
Log on to MiamiCarnival.org
or call 305-653-1877 for more info.
Miami Carnival 2023.
Hey folks, so we back with Unity live here on Fusion with yours truly, D Life. So you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is game time. It is game time. And when we say game time, you know what that means. One of our signature games. And, you know, what the producers came up with for you, Unity, is to play Take 5. Now, Take 5 is this. We are going to ask for 3 options of a specific topic or a specific thing. And you basically have 5 seconds to come up with those 3 things. No pressure.
Okay.
All right.
So give me an example, like for example.
So I could say, give me 3 reasons that you would never date a Trini.
Oh, okay.
That could be one of them, but I'm just saying.
Right? Okay, gotcha.
All right. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First one here. 3 things Trini say.
Your mama guy me? What's my other favorite? God is the boss.
Okay. All right. You had me with the oh gosh. All right. Okay. So okay. 3 Caribbean beers.
3 Caribbean beers. Stag. Oh God, I'm not a beer drinker. Stag. The yellow one. Carib, sorry. And the third one, I was too drunk to remember.
Well, listen, you got the 2 from Trinidad, so you're good in the Trinidad spectrum. You got Stag and Carib. All right. So all right. So let's keep it moving here. 3 Trinidad dishes.
Oh, bacon shark, callaloo, and peas and rice.
Sounds like your favorites.
Yes.
Now I know people usually say, okay, doubles.
Right. Oh, doubles. I forgot doubles. Veggie roti, all the good stuff. Just no pepper. No pepper. Y'all aren't killing me. No.
But don't feel bad. I'm like the only Trinidadian that don't eat pepper. So don't feel bad. All right. This one here. 3 major carnivals.
Oh, New York, Miami, Trinidad.
Wow. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So we got 2 more because we think before we get up out of here. Take this one out here. 3 things you must do when in the Caribbean.
Take a jump, take a wine, and go to Maracas.
Take a jump, go to Maracas. Okay. All right. So this is the last one here, Unity. This is all right. 3 things Caribbean men say when trying to pick up a tourist.
Oh my God. Just 3? We have time. Oh, Lord. It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. That's what my mother always told me. So, how you going? One.
How they give you the eye? How you going?
Yeah, it's the eye. It's like the lean in. How you going? Number two is always, yeah, can you whine? That's number two. And then, let's see. Again, it's much more about the subtleties. Three things when picking up a tourist. Oh, yep. Ever been to Carnival? those are usually the openers. And if there's a response, then, game on. Exactly.
Well, YOUNI-T, thank you so much for hanging out here on Fusion, man. It was a pleasure having you on. Definitely, folks, remember to go check out her new music. It's available now on all platforms, right?
Yes. Everywhere digital music is sold, you can find it. You can even upload it on your TikTok videos, Facebook, Instagram, all the good stuff. You can grab it on my website, YOUNI-T, YOUNI-T.com. It's all over the place. And thank you, oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Like anyone that takes time out to spend 5 minutes finding out more about me, let alone a full hour, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Synergy's always been good to me, so I appreciate all of you. So thank you.
You're very much welcome. Listen, I mean, my producer is in my ear, and she's like, yes. So definitely, it was a pleasure on our end having you here. We want to wish you more success. As I know you're going to have a video for It's Time. As soon as that video is ready, just hit me up. Let me know. We'll definitely get it on here.
Absolutely.
Any parting words? Any like where you're gonna be? How could folks follow you? Your Instagram? All of that?
Sure. You can catch me on TikTok, YOUNIT_Soca. You can catch me on Instagram, YOUNI_T. Facebook, my personal page is YOUNI-T, YOUNIT, Soca America, SOCAMERICA. And then you can go to my website, www.youni-t.com. That has everything you'd ever want to know and probably way too much information on how to get in touch with me. And my sign off, as always, is peace, love, and unity. That's it. That's why I'm here. It's why I do what I do, and I love you all for it. Thank you to everybody that supported me this far, and I hope the skeptics, it's okay. You'll get there, I hope. If not, I'm here anyway.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Fusion, man. We appreciate you. Thanks again.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. It's your girl, YOUNI-T, the Ivory Queen of Soca, and it's time. I see it in your eyes. And I'm rocking with you on Synergy TV, Fusion, and D-Life. Peace, love, and unity, y'all. Keep it locked.